around its performance. And I think this idea of whatever this platform would be, the national platform, was touring, was the idea of developing works of scale, about making sure we don't forget our heritage, looking at the Jack Davis trilogy, all these one-off shows. The canon, how could... these were some of the things that were coming from the discussion, that in the current system we were missing out on a whole range of things. Now, some of these things have come to fruition in different scales, but it was a chance to tap into the kind of resources that the large-scale established companies had to look at that kind of longevity of work as well, and to reach more people.
Yeah, well, just look at the Black Theatre. You know, basically, you know, the Black Power movement came out of that. You know, the desire to have a black theatre. You know, like they found out that they couldn't have a black theatre, so they ended up having to set up a legal service, a children's service, housing company, all these sorts of things before we got a black theatre. Okay, you know, so you know, like it's hard work. You know, and it means that there's small groups of people have to do this. You know, and what we should be doing is trying to encourage, you know, these people, these small groups that exist already, and encourage more to be set up. You know, like, and I think you do that by funding those existing groups who are having a crack, like Mungara. You know, like,
you know, and I know that Coimba Jadara was up there. It's gone now. It's gone the way of the dinosaur. Gone.
Exactly.
And that's one of the smaller.
Terrible shame.
Yeah. And you know. And so were places like Akpa were on the list to go as well, you know, but got pulled back from the abyss and all the rest. And had you have lost that after losing Coimba, you know.
What was it?
It was almost gone, Akpa. Yeah. It's there now. It's housed in a new multi-million-dollar.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
There's something to be said for, you know, I look back and think about ATSIC, and I'm not going to be too nostalgic for ATSIC, but the notion that ATSIC replaced Department of Aboriginal Affairs, and Native Affairs before that, and there's a whole range of different things, that the kind of legacy of Indigenous organisations and how they kind of stand by in the arts, Bangarra at 25 is pretty significant. That's a significant number of years. What's it going to look like when Bangarra is 100? And will we get to see that kind of longevity of Indigenous infrastructure, if we're going to call it that? That when we do have these groups of people and energy, how will we see them going on? And that there is this kind of constant turnover in Indigenous arts infrastructure without the kind of flagships that we see in the state theatre companies or the large ballet companies or whatever, that act as a constant in a world of turmoil within the small to medium. That the Indigenous arts, in performing arts anyway, stay in the small to medium sector or independent sector and don't get to a sense of that kind of, you know, that anchor.